everyone, welcome to Books Amaze. My name is Avni. On this channel, I make lots of bookish content. I do book summaries, book reviews, book recommendations, and I also make videos on improving your communication, improving your personality, and your overall lifestyle. So if all of this is sounding interesting to you, please make sure to subscribe to my channel and also press the bell notification icon. And today, I'm bringing you lots of book recommendations for all the kids. All the kids in your life, all the kids in your house, and all the kids in your own heart. मुझे पर्सनली ऐसी किताबें पढ़ना बहुत पसंद है जो किड्स के लिए लिखी गई हो या जो चिल्ड्रन के लिए रिकमेंडेड हो, क्योंकि वो किताबें कभी कभी इतनी इंटरेस्टिंग लगती हैं. उसमें जितने भी डिस्क्रिप्शंस होते हैं, जितने भी इलस्ट्रेशंस होते हैं, वो मुझे बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग लगते हैं. एंड आई पर्सनली look for books that are specifically meant for children, and I have found some amazing nuggets of wisdom in those books which anybody can read of any age, and they can learn a lot from those books. So all of the books that I am mentioning today can be read by anyone, but they are more helpful for your kids, or if you want to gift these books to a kid in your life, or if you want your kid to have a reading habit, then these are all very great recommendations. So let's start. So I'll start my recommendations with the books which are extremely easy to read, which involves lots of illustrations, which can be read by a kid who is in between 3 to 10 years of age, and then so on and so forth. So my very first book recommendation is A Very Hungry Caterpillar by Eric Carle. This book is filled with beautiful illustrations. It's only 28 pages long, and this book and the illustrations in it will teach your kid how to count the number of days in a week, and then counting different food items, different types of food, different types of fruits, and of course how a caterpillar turns into a butterfly. So it's a very beautiful book, and if you have a small kid and if you want to install the habit of reading, and if you want to install some knowledge in them while keeping it very interesting with all the colors, then you should definitely give this book a try. My second book recommendation is The Little Book of Hindu Deities by Sanjay Patel. Now Sanjay Patel is an author who has written several books, several religious books I can say, which are full of illustrations, beautiful, amazing illustrations, and which are very rich. They are not like very dumbed down or kind of illustrations which you will see in magazines, in small magazines or something like that. They are beautiful, beautiful illustrations, and it's a very good form of a book if you want your kid to learn about religion. For example, this particular book will teach your kid why Ganesh ji has a trunk, or maybe why certain god behaves in a certain way, or why the color of Kali Ma is dark, or why she looks in a certain way. So things like that. And I think it's a very beneficial book for adults also, because most of the times we forgot about these things. We forgot about why a certain god is personified in that way. So it would enhance your knowledge, and I think you should definitely read this book. My next recommendation in this list is something without which a list of books for kids is incomplete, and the recommendation is Panchatantra Stories. Panchatantra Stories are something which every Indian should be proud of. These are the stories that originated in India, and then many other countries adopted it, translated into their own languages, their own form, and then it became famous. But this was something which was originated in India. And I have made a thorough video on Panchatantra and its stories. You can watch the video by clicking here, or I'll paste a link in the description box below as well. But my point is that Panchatantra is a very good way to install the habit of reading in your kids. You can even read it out aloud to your kid, or you can even ask them to read out aloud to you. And then you can ask them what are the moral lessons that you have learned from it. Because each and every story is associated with a moral lesson. So it's a very good way to install moral values in your kids as well. So definitely don't miss out on Panchatantra Stories if you're looking for book recommendations for your kids. My next recommendation in this list is something which is my personal favorite, and it's called Diary of a Wimpy Kid. So there's this whole series of books called Diary of a Wimpy Kid, where there is a kid, a very notorious kid, who is doing a lot of naughty activities to trouble his parents or his sister or his friends, but he eventually has his way in the end. But these books are so much fun to read. They are full of illustrations, and they are usually, the fonts are very big, so it's very easy on the eyes to read as well. And I personally have read, I think, 4 to 5 books in this whole series, and I am very keen to read all of them. They are so much fun, they are so light-hearted. So even if you are an adult and if you want something fun to read, you can definitely pick any book from this series. You don't have to, go on 1, 2, 3 and 4. You can pick any book out of this series and you will have a blast laughing all the time. My next recommendation is quite similar in terms of look and feel to Diary of a Wimpy Kid. But here the main protagonist is a girl called Clementine, and the book is also named Clementine. So the book is very similar in terms of the illustrations and the fonts to Diary of a Wimpy Kid, but I think that this book is more intelligently written, and this book will appeal more to kids who are slightly older in age. And it's again a very fun to read book. It's a little more thick than Diary of a Wimpy Kid, but I again absolutely loved all the activities that Clementine is doing, and I was just laughing out loud while reading the book. My next recommendation is an author who is particularly famous for writing children books. The author's name is Roald Dahl, and I have read 2 books by him that I am going to mention here. One is Matilda, and the second one is Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, which has a very famous character called Willy Wonka in it. And I absolutely love both of these stories. They are, I would say, a notch higher than the books that I mentioned earlier in terms of the writing style, and these books are more story centric. So there is a story that is going on, and at the end of it you will have a moral lesson, and there are lots of surprises. There is a thrilling element in all of these. So if you are looking for more story centric books, then Roald Dahl books are an amazing recommendation that you should definitely go for. My next recommendation is My First Book of Money, written by Ravi Subramanian. Now I read this book 2 or 3 years ago, and I also made a review video of this book. If you want to watch it, you can watch it here. I'll also paste a link in the description box below. And I absolutely fell in love with this book at the time, because this was the very first book that I read in terms of how you can teach someone about the concept of money, which is very rare and unique. So this book again has a story, and there are 2 kids in the story, brother and sister, who are trying to learn how money works. So their parents teaches them how money works and what are the types of currencies and how money came into existence and things like that. They sent their kids to buy something, then they ask them for the change that they have received, and there are lots of things which will definitely teach your kid about why money matters. And I think it's a very important aspect to learn in today's world. So definitely go for this, My First Book of Money by Ravi Subramanian. My next recommendation is The Little Prince by Antonio de Saint-Exupéry. This book was first written in French language, and then it was translated into very many languages as it became a best-selling novel. And this is my prized possession. I absolutely love this book. More so because this is one such book which can be read by anyone at any point of their life, and it will hit differently every time you read it. So it can be read by a kid, it can be read by an adult, it can be read by someone who is above 80 years of age, and every time you'll feel something different about this book. Again, this is filled with lots of beautiful illustrations, and the fonts are quite big to read. And the story of this book revolves around a little prince that has come from a different planet, and he makes friends with a boy who lives on that particular planet, and it's their story. But it's absolutely beautiful. It's very heart touching, and I just don't want to reveal everything, but I'm sure that you'll love this book when you read it. So definitely go for The Little Prince. Now my last recommendation in this list is Harry Potter books. Of course, how could I not include Harry Potter books in this list? But I'm mentioning it at the very last because I don't think Harry Potter books are very suitable for kids who are under the age of 10, as it involves lots of deaths, lots of grim moments, lots of evil people. So maybe it's more suitable for teenagers, but of course, if you haven't read Harry Potter books till now, if you are a teenager or even if you are an adult, you're missing out on very good, amazing books. So these were all of my recommendations for all the kids out there. I hope you have liked this video, and if you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel as well. And please tell me in the comment section below which was your favorite book amongst all of these that I have mentioned. And if you have any other book recommendations as well for kids, please mention them also, so that all the people who are watching this video can take all of those book recommendations as well. And even I want to. So please mention all of your favorite books in the comment section below, and I hope to see you soon with another video. Till then, you guys take care of yourself and keep reading. Bye.